Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a continuation of my food-education series where I'm going to be just basically educating you on how to be smarter when you go to the grocery store, what to be on the lookout for, and how to improve your health at home for you and your family. Today's video is going to cover a few different ingredients. So I have about I think I have 5 categories of ingredients, but I gave 2 or 3 options per category, and you'll see what I mean in just a second. So let's go ahead and get started. You may or may not know, but all the ingredients that I'm going to be substituting out are ingredients that raise your blood sugar and help and raise your insulin levels, which increases the chance of heart disease, increases the chance of stroke, increases the chance of diabetes, or even pre-diabetes. First up, if you guys use all-purpose flour, I definitely would advise you to find a substitute. So today, I want to share with you two different flours that I use in my everyday cooking or my everyday habits, and they are almond flour and all-purpose flour. Now, almond flour, obviously both of these are nut products, but for today, I definitely want to introduce or make these known or make these public that you can do just about anything that you can do with all-purpose flour with one or both of these. So when I make fried chicken, sometimes I just use almond flour and sometimes I combine them both. Whenever I make chicken parmesan, I use almond flour as my flour of choice. It's thicker. It's actually the consistency. Coconut flour and almond flour have very, very, very similar consistencies, but because almond flour is so fine, it doesn't hold on to the meats or the foods like all-purpose flour does. So that's where you combine the two to get the product that you're after. But let's say that you're baking cookies or something. Coconut flour comes in handy to replace what would be used where all-purpose flour would be used. So I make my pancakes with all-purpose flour. I make my brownies with all-purpose flour. I mean, I just make an array of different ingredients with all-purpose flour. So I definitely would advise you when you go to the grocery store to add these to your grocery list and bring them home and try out a recipe or two and see how you like them, and definitely let me know. The next one that I want to talk about is like for if you make stir fries or things in the stir fry family, then you'll definitely like these next two or this next item. And this next item is actually coconut aminos. Now I have both of these are the exact same. They're just 2 different brands. This one's from Walmart and I think this one's from Target. But coconut aminos is your soy sauce substitute. This is important because one, the soy, it's an alternative to adding soy. If you want to take soy out of your diet, this is an alternative to do that with. Also, the salt content, the sodium content in soy sauce is really, really high. Coconut aminos, it is not as high, okay? It tastes just like soy sauce, so you can't even tell the difference. So I definitely would recommend that you give this a try. And so basically as you can see, it's just liquid. And so it literally pours the exact same. It measures the exact same as soy sauce. It's just a healthier version for you. So I definitely recommend giving this a try. I use this in our stir fry. Like even if we eat out and like Panda Express will give you that little couplet of soy sauce or whatever sauce you ask for. I don't get that. I just come home and I put this over my rice or whatever because it's a healthier option. So it has 1 gram of carb, okay? So it's a healthier option and I think that you guys will like it. So definitely give this a try and let me know. The next ingredient that I want to talk about is actually what I use for like everyday cooking. So literally almost every single dish that you cook will start with what ingredient? Butter or some type of oil, right? So instead of using vegetable oil, that's where your high cholesterol comes from. Instead of vegetable oil, I actually use olive oil. Now, you guys know that olive oil is like a dime a dozen, but you really want to make sure that you get the extra virgin olive oil. I am not brand specific. As you can see, this is the store brand. So it doesn't matter what brand, just make sure that it's extra virgin olive oil. If you don't like or maybe want to spare or want another option because you're just tired of olive oil or it cooks different, then another option that I use is actually ghee. And if you've never heard of ghee, ghee is a lot like coconut oil, which I'll talk about in just a second. Ghee is a mix between coconut oil and butter, if you will, okay? It melts like coconut oil, but it has the consistency of butter, if that makes any sense. Anyway, it's very good. I actually put this in my coffee. So you know how people sometimes put butter in their coffee? That's because it gives them those healthy fats. Well, ghee is an option that you can put in your coffee as well. Depending on the dish that I'm making, I prefer ghee over olive oil just because olive oil burns quicker than the ghee does. This lasted a little bit longer. So if you're looking for something that may, you know, just like be sitting in the pan like you're trying to caramelize onions, or you're trying to, you know, maybe brown potatoes or something that needs a little bit longer and, you know, you don't want to use as much perhaps, ghee is definitely a good option. This is the salted version. You don't have to get the salted version. You can get the regular version, but I definitely recommend ghee in your household. So add that to your grocery list and let me know how you like it. And then another option that you can use, and that you can use if you're frying or if you're for your everyday cooking, is avocado oil. Avocado oil is amazing, amazing, amazing. If you're not eating avocados on a regular basis, I highly recommend that you put this into your diet, like weekly for sure, okay? And I say that just because avocados are like a very, very, very important superfood to add to our diets, but I know a lot of people can't get used to the taste. I am one of them, trust me, but because I know how valuable they are to my diet and how much they actually help me, then I eat them. But I understand everybody starts from somewhere, so if you're starting from the top or from the bottom and you haven't gotten to avocados yet, then you can always use avocado oil. Now mind you, avocados are cheaper than this, okay? This stuff is expensive. It's expensive, okay? Like, it's expensive. But it's because it's so hearty and healthy. Like it's because of the quality of oil that it is. Vegetable oil is a dime a dozen. This stuff is not. Okay, so I might use this whenever I'm caramelizing onions, in place of the butter that I would put in the pan to start my dish or something like that. So this is a must-have in the house. Next up on our list is actually another replacement for vegetable oil. Vegetable oil has a multi-purposes, and I want to give you guys enough options that you can throw out the vegetable oil today and never look back. So let's say that you want to fry chicken, right? And you like, well, how, in abundance, I need an oil that is abundant. Olive oil is not the oil that you want to use to fry anything with, but guess what you can use? Coconut oil. Coconut oil is an amazing oil. I literally just had this a couple of weeks ago. We had fried chicken and I had it a couple weeks ago, and it does the exact same thing. It cooks the same. I mean, it just like, you put it in the pan, it melts super quick, and then it has a high smoke point so that it's not gonna burn as quickly as olive oil would, or even as avocado oil would. This stuff is so expensive. I wouldn't even try to use this to cook a frying dish. No way. I'm holding on. You see I'm holding on to my little, I'm trying to hang on to it. It's running low. Coconut oil is a dime a dozen. This stuff is probably one of your cheaper oils, but it's super, super healthy for you. It's a much better option for you, especially if you are frying dishes regularly or if you're trying to make healthy choices. This is a start, right? This is better than vegetable oil, and it's good for you, right? We put it in our hair, we put it on our skin. It's good for us to eat as well. So try this and let me know what you think. The last option or alternative ingredient that I want to offer to you guys is a replacement for traditional bread. Okay, so in one of my videos I did on my channel, I actually tried to cook bread because I was missing it so much, and I was like, can I really live a life without bread? Well, I didn't like how the recipe came out overall, and if you go watch this video right here, you can see that. But over the course of time in this journey, I've actually found some healthy substitutes. I did not know they made low carb bread, but they do. I'm so glad that they do. I don't know why I thought that was like an odd thing like that I would have to make my bread from scratch. So this is a bread option or bread alternative. It is branded Schmidt Old Time and it's 647, right? And so 647 stands for 6 net carbs, 40 calories, and 7 grams of fiber. All amazing quality ingredients at an amazing amount, right? It's not overbearing. Like a regular loaf of bread probably has 22 grams of carbs in it, one piece, right? One piece. Now, and guess what? If you're eating a sandwich, you're eating 2 pieces. If you're eating toast, you're eating 2 pieces. You're serving your family 2 pieces. So that's 40 grams of carbs in the morning before you even get to lunch or dinner, okay? So I definitely recommend trying this. I got this at Walmart, but I've also gotten this at Giant. You can also get this, I want to say, at Target as well. I don't really shop at Target for groceries because it's expensive, but try to find this brand or try to find just a low carb option for your bread. Okay. Next up is a household fave of ours. I just love tortillas. I was struggling because I felt guilty to eat one tortilla or to eat more than one tortilla whenever they've had such horrible quality of ingredients. So then I found carb balance tortillas, all right? And so carb balance are the ones, they also make these in gluten-free. I tried the gluten-free ones. That's a good option. The carb content goes up, but the gluten goes down. And so that's an option. I'll get into those details in future videos. But for the sake of this video, focusing on low carb options, this is a low carb tortilla option. So they have these in wheat and white, and they're at most grocery stores. I found them at Giant here. I have found them at Walmart here. And they have 5 grams of carb per tortilla. Now these are the large ones. Usually we get the ones that are about half this size, and they do us just fine. 110 calories per tortilla and 5 grams of carbs. So let's say that you eat this for breakfast. Right now, if you're focusing on a low carb diet, not necessarily keto, but if you're just trying to be conscious of what you're eating, then you got to keep your carbs in control no matter what. You can have them, but you have to keep them in control. So let's say that you want to eat toast for breakfast and a burrito wrap for lunch, okay? In just the bread items that you're eating, this is 6 carbs. This is 5 carbs. So you're at 11 carbs between breakfast and lunch, okay? If you have one slice of that and one of these. 11 carbs for the day, that's great, because the goal is to stay like somewhere like 50, 60 range to see weight loss productivity. Otherwise, if you're just trying to maintain, I mean, you have some wiggle room there, but again, let's just stay focused. So I really like these. Again, this is the wheat option. They do have white, and I just go back and forth between the two just to kind of see how my body reacts, what I'm in the mood for, what I'm tired of, what my family's tired of, and that sort of thing. So that is that. The last ingredient that I want to talk to you guys about is a rice substitute. Now, rice is a staple. I honestly never had rice with every meal growing up, but that's like a huge thing that I've learned, that people have rice with every meal. You have meatballs and rice, you have rice and gravy, you have Spanish rice, rice is just in everything, okay? And so in order to keep your carbs down, or in order to kind of make sure that your blood sugar doesn't spike, right, and that sweet tooth stays in control, and we maintain that blood sugar throughout, I'll substitute my rice out a few days, a week, or a month. I don't eat rice every day or with every meal, but let's say I eat rice once a week for a month. I will substitute out my rice 2 to 3 of those meals, and I will use cauliflower rice. You guys may know that one. You guys may have known that one. So cauliflower rice is a staple. Now, when I first started with the healthy journey, I used to make this from scratch, and then I found that you could buy it already done, and it saved myself so much time, and then it also saves the cauliflower from going bad, because if I don't get to it fast enough, then it goes bad. But buying already prepared one is key, okay? So I just go ahead and buy these, and I literally, when I bought these, I stocked up, and so these just stick in the freezer, and literally this bag is You can just stick it in the microwave and on like 4 minutes, 5 minutes, depending on your microwave's wattage, and it's done after that. It's ready to put into a bowl. You can make rice with it. You can make mashed potatoes with it. I mean, just all kinds of different recipes that you can do with cauliflower rice. And it's like a secret weapon because it's a vegetable, obviously. Like, it's not secret to you, but maybe secret to your kids or something. It's a vegetable, so you get away with having an extra. So last night for dinner, I had chicken breast, sweet potato, and cauliflower rice. Okay, well, I'm sorry, cauliflower mashed potatoes. So technically that would have been 2 starches on my plate, but because this is a vegetable, I got away with it, right? You see what I did there? So I want to offer this to you guys as a healthy ingredient substitute for your rice options. If you don't like it, I mean, you can doctor it up. You can salt and pepper. Obviously, it's going to taste a little bit different, but if you can get used to the taste or get past the taste for a while, understand that we don't eat for taste all the time. Like, yes, we do every now and then, or when we go to parks or whatever, but like, we have to eat for health purposes. Like, I know that's like, nobody wants to hear that. I got it. But we have to stop eating for pleasure and start eating for health reasons, okay? And I am like so passionate about this because the world is in, like, have you guys been paying attention to the epidemic we're in terms of health and fitness and wellness? It's ridiculous. It's insane. And this is why, because instead of subbing out these ingredients, 1, people probably don't know, and 2, instead of subbing out these ingredients, people just want to go to all-purpose flour. They just want to eat the bread. They want to go to Cracker Barrel every day. They want to eat on the way home. Life is just moving so fast. So I wanted to make this video to offer you guys some options, to give you guys some answers, to help you guys start from where you are. Now, here's a caveat. Don't go in your fridge and throw everything away, okay? But sub out 1 to 2 ingredients at a time. You've heard me say that before. I definitely said that in my last video. That's probably going to become a regular thing for me to say in this series because I want to let you know that you don't have to break the bank to make this happen, right? Obviously, this is a little bit more expensive than this size-wise because this is more. So guess what? If I buy this, that's the only new oil I'm gonna get for that paycheck if that's all I can afford. You know, maybe get almond flour instead of coconut flour because it's more abundant, or because you can use it in more things, or because it does better, okay? So you don't have to substitute out every single thing to do this, okay? And there are way more ingredients that you can substitute out to sub in fresh ingredients or healthier ingredient options. And so I will do another video later, but I wanted to get this first one out to you guys to let you know that, hey, there is hope. So next time you go to the grocery store, you can look to these items, you can look to these options, and you can finagle your budget accordingly. So with that being said, guys, this is the end of the video. I hope that this inspires you to go out there, make healthy choices, choose wisely whenever you go to the grocery store, educate you on what to get from the grocery store. And I'm just here to help the body help the body. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.